One.
Perfect. Hello, adventurers. Hope you all are having a fantastic evening and Tuesday. We are the Arcane Adventurers, and we are so excited to bring you another episode of our campaign. My name is Chaz, and I am the DM of this campaign so far, and these are the rest of the Arcane Adventurers. Real quick, we're going to go through and have them introduce themselves and their characters, and on the stream, you can see their TikTok and social media handles, so please go check them out because they are all awesome. So starting from Gabriella, and then working our way down, why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
I am Gabriella. My handle is at Miss Gabrielala on TikTok and Instagram, and I will be playing Zevasira, the Tiefling Warlock.
Perfect. All right, Jay, go for it.
You're muted, homie.
I knew I was going to forget to do that. Hi, I'm Jay. I will be playing Malachus, as you can see below my face, the Tiefling Rogue.
Nice. All right, and then Beckham.
Hey everybody, I'm Colt Hack, and I'll be playing Beckham, Bugbear Fighter, big friendly guy, big and furry.
Awesome. And Ashley.
Hello, I'm Ashley. My TikTok is at Ashley_D&D. I'll be playing Tempo, a Goliath Bard, another big guy and another friendly guy.
Sweet. Then we're going to have a quick recap of the last episode from Sir J of Harps. Sorry, I wanted to be a little more stylish. So,
Fair enough.
Get people DM scarf. What?
Oh, geez. Okay. Last week, the party was tasked with going into some tunnels and trying to track down a villain whose name I forgot, Chaz.
The Reaver.
The Reaver. I always want to say the Reaper, but that's Overwatch. Anyway, so they were told to there's some sketchy stuff happening in some tunnels, and they were told, hey, go make sure that's not the Reaver and his gang. On the way, they got jumped, and one of the party members, Orion, who's not here, got shanked. So we beat the crap out of those guys, and we got information that the Reaver was actually at a spooky church. So we rolled up to the church. Took us about 20 minutes to get inside because we couldn't figure out how to climb through a window. And then inside was a bunch of undead. So we kicked all their butts, and there was also a big dude in skeleton armor. And before we could kick his butt, he teleported out. And so we called in the guild. They sent in a bunch of people, and we found the Reaver's hideout. We just didn't explore the tunnels. We just went straight to the hideout because we got mugged. And there wasn't an important crystal in this one, was there? Just the teleportation circle with like the weird green thing?
Yep, that was that's what you found. And there was a secret lab that you found underneath the church, but yeah, you didn't find anything else helpful, unfortunately.
And yeah, that's it. I don't know how much time has passed or anything. That is for Chaz to say. Back to you, my good friend. Back to you in the studio.
Awesome. Perfect. So here we are, episode 3, Riding Rich. This is a couple of days. This is a couple of days after the events of our past episode, and the adventurers here have determined to move on from the city of Fairhaven. They actually have been hired by the guild to protect a certain artifact as its owner makes his way to the city of Passage. Also, so here we are in Fairhaven as the party is about to depart on the lightning rail, which is basically a magic lightning train that I love so much. Adventurers, you're standing around on the platform. There are people bustling, hustling about, moving luggage racks onto the train with a rich brown coat with some fancy trim, comes up to you and welcomes you. saying, "Hello, adventurers. My name is, if I can read my own handwriting, Fern Friendstar. I take it, well, I take it you are all prepared. Do you have any questions about your assignment?"
Yes. How much are we getting paid?
Well, we can handle payment in one of two ways, my friend. We can do gold, and for an assignment of this worth, I think I can spare somewhere upwards of maybe 500 gold pieces at least. Or I have access through my connections of some rather rare items.
How rare?
So, really, upon completion of this task, we can decide how you would like to proceed.
How long is the train ride?
Oh, the train ride shouldn't take us too long. The lightning rail is, after all, one of the fastest methods of transportation available in our world. So the train ride itself, it should take us maybe a day to get where we're going. Yeah, it's a very fairly short trip, and I do really appreciate you all coming. But I do have to say, I have had intelligence come to me that someone may, and he leans in really close, attempt to steal my artifact.
Do they know who it is?
No, we don't. But just so you know, what you are guarding is a particular spear that comes from the elven forests. And if there are any peoples in our world, it would be the peoples of Drome, which is, if you haven't made your way there, surely you've heard of the goblins and lycanthropes and shifters who are basically they've made their own country, but but the rest of the nations of Corvair have not recognized them as a full country yet, because they're wild folk. And
Of
if
course they haven't.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Do you know something of this, Beckham?
Well, I'm no expert on geography or any of that, but it's been a long time since colorful folk like myself get accepted into society, you know?
Well, you, my friend, do seem rather different compared to the folks of Drome. They are a rabble, mishmash of many violent races.
So you
But-
think they're the ones that are trying to take it?
That's the best conclusion that I and my friends could come up with.
And you said they're what? Goblins, lycanthropes, that sort of like?
Yes.
Alright.
I mean, just in case you didn't know, the country itself is run by hags. Just to give you an idea of how potentially dangerous this situation is. Thankfully, I have 8 of my best men guarding the item itself. It's kept at the bunker car just behind the helm.
Will we have
there's-
access to it if that's what we're protecting, or?
If you need access to check on it, you may.
Noted.
So, and just show my guards these letters of marque, and they should let you by. It bears my seal. It is my endorsement.
Wonderful.
So, and he hands you each a letter marked with his house's seal. Now, is there anything else I can do for you?
No, I would say
Is this sphere? Is it locked in, or is it just?
Oh, of course it's locked.
Okay.
Are there?
Good.
Is it just normal locks or magical enchantments? How difficult?
Oh, we have a few surprises. But do please tell me. I will be riding on the rail with you. Just come and find me if you suspect anyone, and we'll make sure things are taken care of.
The whole time this conversation is happening, Zevasira is kind of looking anxiously just a little bit to out the door to see if anyone comes through it.
So yeah, you're on the platform, and people are starting to they are filtering onto the train. There's only a couple of other bystanders left on the platform, and
Okay.
a
She's
bell
looking-
rings, and a conductor calls, "All aboard." Well, my friends, it sounds like we had best get aboard. Is there anyone else? Are you looking for someone?
There might be someone else, but I'm sure they'll come.
All right. Well, if you need anything, you can find me in the dining car or the lounge car. I have quarters in first class if you absolutely need anything. And then Fernstar, walks off and boards the train.
Well,
Zev, may I ask who you were referring to?
oh, I just saw that there was someone else who was signed up for the mission, and well, there's only a couple of us right now, so
Wonderful, more people, just what we need. Okay.
more
Well,
protection. It's a good thing.
To paint you a picture of what the train looks like, this is a very particular lightning rail train called the Gilded Bolt. It is bright silver, embellished with gold and intricate designs. It hovers 5 feet off the ground, connected by conductor stones with blue electrical magical energy binding the train in place over a rail of the rails, basically.
Am I going to get sick standing on this?
My good man, I'm pretty sure
It's okay, Beckham. I'll hold your hair back.
That's a lot of hair. That would be. I think we all might have to help with that.
My good man, I'm pretty sure once you get on the thing, you can't actually tell you're moving.
Well, I don't want to get ill in front of all of you. I mean,
Maybe
if you have any idea how much food I eat and how much would be coming back up, like that's not a sight you want to see.
No, I would agree, not a thing. I would
Maybe
actually...
just don't look outside at the windows, and then just try and focus on what's in the car, and not how quickly we are moving. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I'm gonna tap on your arm. Right. Well, we should probably get on the train.
Last call for boarding. Last call for boarding.
Sevasira looks
think
over
that means
her shoulder
us.
just once more, mutters something under her breath, and then gets on the train.
All right, Dominic.
Hello, everyone. So as the train starts to close, you hear a voice shout, "Wait a minute! I'm almost there!" And onto the train comes a very well-dressed and fine linens human with a lute strapped to his back. Did I miss anything?
Oh,
Zev, why is he here?
Mal! He says.
I did not agree to this.
Dominic's gonna walk forward and try to hug Mal.
Mal goes stiff as a board.
How's it going, old friend? And Zev. And he's going to bring you both into an embrace.
Zavasira hugs back.
Now, as this reunion's happening, a conductor's like walking up and down the train car. You're in a second class car with, it's kind of like the Harry Potter train where there's compartments.
Mhm.
And he's just saying, take your seats. We're about to get underway.
So can I just first off say, wow, we got the Witchbard fan actually in to play games with us.
Oh
I
my-
know the Witch Bard fan.
Wow.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
his first game after we made him an arcade adventurer.
That's exciting.
Amazing.
Also, Beckham will sit down in a chair, making sure he's front facing, and like if there are any straps or like seat belts or anything, he's going to try and clip himself in, even though he's pretty large.
Oh, buddy.
Dominic
Okay,
is going
so-
to sit next to Zev and Mal and then lean over to Zev and say, "Are you going to introduce me to your tall friends?"
Right. Beckham, Tempo, this is Dominic. He's here to help us for the job. I invited him, and then I'm gonna give like a little smirk to Malachus.
Dominic
Malachus-
puts out his hands crossed like this, ready to shake both of your hands at the same time.
Also, I just realized Ashley never got to describe her character.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
You did?
That's right. Ashley, why don't you describe your
like-
character?
Like, what do you
Like
look like?
what I look like?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, got it.
I mean,
got
if you want to spill
Um,
your guts, but
Tell us your entire
Um,
backstory. Right
oh
now.
my gosh, you guys wouldn't believe I haven't written a word of it. I'm so bad with backstories. Okay, so Tempo is 7'4", Goliath. He has bluish gray skin and like black eyes and silver hair. But he's only 17, so he's a bit of like a kid, but a big, loving kid who's not very intelligent. But yeah,
Nice,
that's
alright.
Tempo.
nice. And Dominic, why don't you describe your character? Or you did a little bit, but if you have extra details, you can fill that in.
Well, he's got flowing black hair and a little bit of a little scruff on his face. He smiles a lot, like he's always trying to show that he's the most attractive person in the room constantly.
Well,
And
Zavasira is there, so.
Oh yeah.
and he commonly will reach back and stroke his lute just to hear it, just hear the chords, just randomly.
Nice. Party, you're getting to know each other in your compartment. Unfortunately, because you have some big guys in there, it's a little squashed.
Yeah.
Mal is right up next to Dominic, and he is not happy about it. He is like,
Dominic is very happy. He's right in between Zev and Mal, just like as happy as can be.
So
Tempo's like hunched over, like literally half his body is squished against the ceiling.
small guy there. What's your story? What's your deal?
No, really, it was just kind of Zev invited me, so I thought
How
I'd
did
tag
you know
along.
each
I
other?
got to see my best bud Mal too, and he's gonna elbow Mal.
All right. How about you? And he looks at Tempo, who's also struggling to fit into this train car.
I love that Beckham and Tempo are both like squished together on one side,
So-
and then
so,
the other three are on the other side, very uncomfortable.
if space is a problem, I'm sure Dominic would be happy to step out of the car at any moment.
No, I don't think I'd
Just
be
be
happy
nice.
about that.
I like having more bards around. Makes for a fun party.
Oh yeah, bard parties are the best.
Oh yeah, he's just gonna like beat on his drum a little bit. Just little. Do-do-do-do.
Dominic will pull out his lute, intentionally bumping Mal with his elbow as he's doing it. And he'll pull out his lute and he'll start playing a ditty.
Yes, here we go.
Oh, it's so loud.
Sorry.
Mal will reach into his kind of listening to the music for a minute. He'll reach into his pocket and then he'll just kind of stop. He'll look at Domek and just kind of go, and he'll take his hand out with nothing in it.
Cool. So to give you guys a layout of what the train looks like and what it is, you would know this from your character experiences. You know this from the reputation of the Gilded Bolt line. It is a luxury train liner built for the rich. You have the helm, as Fern was describing. Then there's the luggage cart, or there are two luggage cars, one of which has the magic item that you're guarding in. Then after that, there are two first-class sleeper cars, two second-class cars, one of the first of which you're in. Behind second class, there's the dining car, a recreation car, which has like space for tables, like space for tea, space for fancy recreational things. Behind that, there is an observation car. And then finally, a standard just seats only kind of quick economy type car.
Mal is
Any
going
questions?
to kind of, he's like sitting there, he's all squished. He's just going to kind of, and get up, and he's going to go, I'm going to go talk to the guards to see if they have a plan. And then he's just going to yeet towards the car with where the guards should be.
Yeah. Perfect.
I'll come along, and I get up and go after him.
Are we allowed to walk around? Are we moving yet?
Yeah, as you were talking, getting to know each other, you felt like a small jerk, and the train started to glide together smoothly. Because it's not a steam engine, there weren't any whistles or loud machinery moving, just a magical crackle. And then
That's
you
super
started
cool.
gliding forward smoothly.
All right.
It's a
So-
very luxurious train. Anyway.
Before I leave, I'm going to look to Beckham and go, see, not that bad. You going to be sick or are you good?
Depends on how much I have to hear your voice.
Fair enough. Well played,
Whoa.
sir.
Man, are you a bard? That sounds like some vicious mockery.
Mal will just look, and he'll just kind of and nod and just walk out.
But no, before he walks out, Beckham's gonna give this big like grin and like pat you on the head, like in like a friendly way.
He kind of shies away from the pat, but he smiles and nods.
Okay.
Smile away, boys. Smile.
And yeah, then I would like to leave.
Yeah.
That
I
is-
will get up and follow him.
Let's just. I'll go too.
I'm gonna look at Beckham and be like, now if I said that to him, he would have given me a scowl and threatened to kill me.
Well, if he, I think he's a bit smarter than to try and threaten me.
He looks you up and down and goes, quite right.
Nice.
I think we're all just gonna follow the
Yeah.
group, right?
Okay, I did not mean to start a whole party train, but sure.
Woo woo.
Party
Cool.
train on the train.
Yeah.
Let's follow that
yeah.
train of thought.
Yeah.
I might be making lots of train puns, guys.
Love it.
I think we need to hit the brakes on this one.
Step on the
Right.
gas.
Step
Well,
on-
anyways, full steam ahead.
step on the
The
brakes.
party gets up you get out of your compartment, and as you're walking along, you see a couple of other people milling about. You see a young girl who's about 12 years old.
It's
You
her.
see a couple of servants milling about, like attending to people. Someone's carrying tea to one of the other compartments in this car. Yes, Mal.
While I'm walking, can I just look around to see if anybody's acting sketch?
Yes,
Just
you can.
every time we go in, I just want to see if anybody looks like they're nervous or like they're plotting something. That'd be insight?
Yeah, that would be insight.
Perfect. That's +5, so that's okay. That's not great because I rolled a 4. So that is
For a total of
He didn't just freeze, did he?
yeah, I think he just froze.
No.
And I also think
correct. Also, question for the lovely Witchbard fan. I don't do, the subclass doesn't give me proficiencies with that. It's just it gives me proficiencies, but not. I don't get.
You're doing insight, right?
Yes.
Well, you get an automatic 8 on your
Oh,
roll.
okay, perfect. So that's 8,
And
9,
then-
10, 11, 12, 13.
13?
You are
Okay.
You are an inquisitive.
Correct. Yes, I know you've played them before, and I realized I didn't have the piece of paper pulled up. And I feel like if I pull anything else up, my laptop's going to keep crashing. So I might ask you a couple questions during the game.
No problem.
Perfect. So everyone looks like they are where they're supposed to be, or
Okay.
they have a purpose in doing what they're doing. But the one thing stands out to you: the little girl who's 12 years old on her own. That stands out.
I knew it.
I'm going to lean over to Zev, and I'm going to go. I can't tell if that one's going to try to mug us or just pick our pockets, but there's definitely nobody with her.
She
And I'll
is
kind of
dressed very fancy, like a very frilly pink dress. And as you look at her harder, her head seems like maybe a little larger than a normal human being.
And her head is thick as heck. I think we might need to look into this one.
is it just a halfling? Is he like, oh, this person's so sketchy, and it's just a halfling?
I think
I had high enough insight, I'd be able to tell if it was a halfling.
Yeah, no, she looks like a human, just with a slightly larger head. Not actually a halfling.
Maybe you should do the whole "are you lost" thing so we can figure out what's wrong.
Me?
Are you
I mean-
lost?
Out.
And
Yes.
she looks back around. Oh no, I'm just looking for my guardian.
Who's your guardian?
Oh, that's Mr. Will. I think he came back up this way, but he might have gone to the dining car. I'm gonna go look there. And then she goes off, like moves past you and down towards the dining car.
Well,
Do we
alright.
follow her? I don't like her.
I don't think she's going anywhere because
Let's
we are
talk
on a
to the
train.
guards.
So let's head to the guards.
Noted, but I will watch her and I will make sure that I can recognize her if I see her again.
Okay, you commit her
Yo,
face to
that
memory.
10-year-old, you guys, sketch as hell. Gotta kill it. So
Guys,
far, two
he's
out of
just
the
a
3
kid.
streams I've been on are the things where people are like, "It's the kid.
Kill the kid.
We gotta kill the kid."
Names.
Destroy the child. End it.
Wait, were you on the one with Nolk, were you?
No.
No, you weren't. That's right.
Colt was the only one.
Lol. Rip. No.
No.
All right.
Well, yeah.
Well, a
The
different
Witchbard
person.
fan
Oh
was
wait,
there.
no. Yeah, that was Funkmaster Nacho.
Fuck
that's
You guys
Nacho,
look
what a
so
guy.
much alike.
I know. I've been told that.
The question is who was born first, but anyway, let's get back to D&D. So you move up first through first class. You get to the bunker car. Inside, like there's a servant that just lets you by. He recognizes that you are indeed the adventurers that were told were hired to help out. So they figure you're just checking security, Inside, you see a man and a woman standing down on the far side by the door that leads to the next car. Inside of this car, it's about 15, it's like 20-ish feet wide. Yeah, that's how math works. And the cars themselves are roughly 40 feet long. Inside of the luggage car, there's neatly organized shelves with trunks and cases, a couple of bird cages, with one with an expensive and very brightly colored bird, and one with it's hard to describe. It's like a small lizard, yet it has leathery wings.
Zev, are those
And-
animals?
I think so.
And that's what you see.
Can I pet them?
Can I pet that
I
dog?
wouldn't recommend it.
Do they look like they'd bite? I don't think they
Roll
would.
insight if you want to.
No, he's just gonna walk up and try to pet the bird.
Okay,
Just like
roll.
he'll stick his finger in the like just slightly so he can pull it out if it chomps too hard. Animal handling. That
Yeah, roll
is
animal handling.
+2. That's a 3, so 4, 5. My dice hate me today.
So you go through, you stick your finger in the cage, and you bang it a little bit, and the bird immediately looks at you and just squawks angrily and starts going for your finger.
I'll try and yeet my finger back,
Yeah, you get it out in time.
and I'll just look at Zev and go, I prefer the foxes.
Told you so. All right, where are the guards?
Now the woman guard standing on the far end of the car. Hey, I wouldn't mess around with that if I were you. They're both rather temperamental.
Right, of course. And I'll just try to play it off, even though I'm very disappointed the bird didn't like me.
So is there like
Go
the
ahead.
thing that we're guarding, the spear, the elf spear, right? Did I understand
Yes.
that right?
Spear or spear?
It is an elven spear.
It's the
Like
stabby,
stabby.
stabby,
Okay.
It's a
stabby,
stabby stick.
not ball.
It's a magic LV stabby stick.
Right. Is it I
It
mean,
is not in this car.
okay? It's in the other luggage car.
Yeah. There's 2 luggage cars. You're in the first one where there's just normal luggage, normal rich people luggage, because it's a rich people train. And then the one that's more heavily guarded. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, just checking on that.
you're good?
So like, I don't know if this is normal, but it's sort of like I feel like I'm being pushed backwards as I walk. Like it's almost like this whole room is like on just a little bit of an incline. It's like a ramp, you know? Just a little bit. Like you can almost not tell, but I can tell.
I really think it's in your head. I'm going to be completely honest.
I've been kind of afraid to look out those windows though, cause
Just don't look out the windows.
Don't read any books.
Yeah.
don't.
I mean,
plan
I
on it.
can't read, but I'm illiterate.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. That's all right.
So the guards call out to you and say, is there anything we can help you with? Are you the adventurers that Mr. Friendstar hired?
Yes, my good man. We just wanted to know if you had a plan in case something attacked, what you need us to do, where you'd want us to be, if you need us in here or out there,
Well,
that sort of thing.
and the woman turns to you. Well, I really think, I mean, we have things pretty much well guarded. I don't think we're gonna have much of a problem. There are 8 of us guarding the spear. Anyway.
I don't know. My past few jobs have ended up fighting a lot of undead, so I just wanted to make sure, just in case. You never know. I don't know why they'd be on a train, but people are weird.
Oh. Undead, you say, huh? Well, I don't. Yeah, that would be quite kind of scary. Well, I
Are there any coffins that are being shipped today, if I can ask?
Oh.
Malachus, why?
I'm sorry, I got jumped by a large undead minotaur? Is that what they're called?
Yes.
Sure, that thing. I'm prepared for everything and anything at this point. And you can see he genuinely is a little jumpy at the thought of having to fight more dead things.
God.
Do you know if the train is making any stops before the final destination?
Let me just look at my map.
I'm just thinking if someone was to get off the train with it, we'd be in a lot more trouble.
No, it's a straight shot from Fairhaven to Passage. So there's no way that we'd be making a stop, and because of the way the train works, there's no need for fuel. So there shouldn't be problems. And I haven't seen the man jumps in and says, we're not really supposed to look, but I haven't really seen anything like coffins. I'm sure you could go in and check if you wanted, though. You have those letters from
I think, you know what,
Multipass.
just to make Malachus feel safe, I think we should go in and check it out. Apologies for this, though, but you know how paranoid people get.
I'm not paranoid, as he
I think you
looks
are,
around the
and then
room.
I'm gonna smile at the guards.
Oh, we understand. Seems like you all have a bit of experience, so this should be no problem at all. If we can just see your letters of mark with the seal.
Show
Okay.
them.
Wait, did Dominic get one of those since he was late?
Oh, yeah,
Dominic
good
did not
question.
get one of those.
Tempo's gonna,
He's
pat
with us.
himself down, even though he's not wearing a shirt, until he finds it in his pocket, and you go, oh, yeah, here you go.
Well, all right, perfect. And I don't know if we should.
I mean,
Dominic
He's with us. He was
Dominic
hired
steps
for the
forward,
job.
and he's just like, well, you must have heard of me. And he gives a little bow and goes, I am Dominic Romeo of the Romeo Estates. And who might you be?
Are you okay?
I'm basically trying to charm them into letting me stay with them.
You will let us in.
You will.
I love the thought that they probably don't care. Like, we probably don't need to jump through hoops, but we've started this anyway,
Yeah.
so
I'm debating performance or persuasion.
Oh, it's plus 11 either way.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Oh, dang.
expertise
Okay, well,
as
then
a bard,
roll
man.
for either one.
That is going to be a 23 performance.
Rip.
He opens the door.
Okay. So the man. Oh. Dominic. He gets starstruck. It's so fantastic to meet you. That one song you played.
Oh,
Oh,
yes, quite the one.
that's how me and Dari met. And Dari, the woman, yeah, that was a good date.
Dominic was like, well, maybe I'll have to sing you a ballad sometime.
Yes, why don't you stay out here and perform it for them?
Would you really?
Yes, let me give you my card. And he reaches into his bag and pulls out like a business card. I perform at these 3 taverns very often. Come on by.
Okay. We were.
What if you gave them a performance right now and then he joined us in a second?
Oh, yes, brilliant idea.
It's not like I already said that or anything, but sure.
Oh, would you perform? Oh, that would mean everything.
He's going to turn back to Mal and it's like, Mal, your sister has the greatest ideas.
I do, don't I?
I'm just gonna look at Sam. I'm gonna look back. I'm gonna go. I'm going to kill him one of these days.
Oh, you won't do any such thing.
And Dominic's gonna pull out his lute and sing an acoustic version of "Shape of You."
Nice.
Are you gonna sing it for us, Witch Bard fan? You have Bard in your name.
Don't like I could,
If
but
you
I don't.
do, there's a point of inspiration.
But hold on, I gotta look up the lyrics here.
The club isn't the best place to find a lover, so the bar is where I go.
And then they let the rest of the party through while we eagerly await Domek's performance.
I'll sing one thing. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
sing a couple lines.
Best place to find a lover, so the bar is where I go. Me and my friends at the table doing shots, drinking fast, and then we talk slow. Come over and start. Oh God, I don't know how to do. Come over and start a conversation with just me, and trust me, I'll give it a chance. But I don't know like the tune. I've just heard it before, so
You're good. This is
Thanks.
amazing.
I tried.
Tempo in the
tried.
background.
Good enough. Everybody give the Witch Bard fan a round of applause in the chat,
So good.
please. Thank you.
So good.
Well done. And take a point of inspiration.
As we walk in and he starts singing, Mal just kind of stops for a hot second and like turns and he catches himself and he keeps going in.
Sorry, that was as you walked in. I don't know why I just had like my brain just blipped. So yeah, you're walking in, I guess. That's what we're gonna do. And two more guards greet you. Oh, ho there, adventurers. Are you the ones that were
Yes.
hired by? Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. And can we just for security, you have your letters of marque? Perfect. Yeah, you show them your certifications. And what can we do for you in here?
We just need to look around, please.
All right. Did you need to look at the security of the spear?
Yeah, it's just trying to figure out what we're working with.
All right. Well, we can assure you it is well guarded and well protected.
Speaking of
Sure.
well guarded, how many entrances are there to this car?
Well, two. And the portholes on the windows are too small for any humanoid to slip through effectively. So
we don't have to worry about people climbing on the roof and trying to come in through there. Unless they cut through, but that would... What is this car made out of?
well, metal.
Okay.
So do you know how many people are on this train right now?
Oh.
Do you have a list or an itinerary of people who've purchased tickets? Did you do background vetting on the guards that are in the immediate vicinity?
Yes, we are all fully aware. We have worked together for a long time. We have been through the security checks ourselves.
Right. Have you inspected adjacent cargo for potential stowaways or magical
Undead.
Yeah.
and undead?
Oh, we haven't checked. I mean, were you looking for coffins? I don't think we saw any coffins come in.
Even
Right,
piles of bones that could like come back up and...
Yeah, have not seen any bones lying around either.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, can you show us the spear, please?
Mhm.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Sorry, now I'm mirroring your accent. It's great.
Right, everybody just talks like this now.
Everyone is now Beckham, right?
Yes. Jenna, would you mind showing them around? It's a man and a woman. Jenna, the woman. Yeah, absolutely, no problem. Here, follow me. And she leads you down the hall. It is the way you entered this. There was a small space where the two guards were, and a door about like 5 feet in front of you. So you had this little tiny guard space. Jenna opens the door, leads you through it, and inside is a wider space, longer space, like the car before, but the walls are made of riveted material. There's more bars, there's treasure chests, there's many more expensive looking things. And towards the middle of the car is a sort of pedestal. On it lies a long golden shafted spear, tipped with a slightly curving silver blade. It rests on a blue velvet cushion, and it rests inside of a drawn circle. Inside, or on the end of the spear, is a dark green gem. There's vine work that you see, like not actual vines, but just vine designs going up and down the handle of the spear. It is very clearly the most focal point of the car. Everything else has been pushed to the sides, to the walls, or is in its own individual stack. As you look around, there's no coffins, just so we're clear.
Good.
There's a couple of safe-like objects, and the spear is encased in glass. So it looks like it is quite ready to display in a private collection.
Is the glass like locked down?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I feel like they could have just put it in a box and it'd been a little safer.
Yeah, safer, but yeah, this does look like you're very much put. Is this like a fake or something? Because this doesn't seem very smart to just have it on display. So if somebody makes it in here, they know which box it's in.
Well, yeah, Mr. Fernstar has his peculiarities, but we're not really one to try it. If you want to, I wouldn't recommend it.
Can I walk up and like just by looking at it try to see if it's a fake?
Yeah, you can do that.
What would that be?
Investigation.
Okay, something I'm not horrible at. Where is that?
Can I insight check the two guards to see if they are actually kind of honest guards?
Yeah, you can do that. Roll
that's a 15 to see if it's fake.
Yeah, it looks real to you.
Okay.
Do you want me to roll 1 or 2 insight checks?
Just roll 1.
Just 1.
Actually, Ashley D&D, this is an Arcane Adventures stream, so we don't make insight checks.
Oh, we make vibe checks.
Yeah, vibe checks.
Thank you.
Of course.
My bad.
Yeah,
Good to know.
vibe check those guards.
Oh.
Just one.
That's a 4 total.
Not a vibe.
Yeah, their vibes are fine.
They're vibing.
They just vibing. You know how they do. They're just guarding.
That's how we do.
They're cool.
At about this time, does Dominic walk into the next car?
Yes, Dominic walks in, and Hart, the man, stops you and says, "Oh, are you with the other?"
He's with us. He's with us.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. Shut up, Malicus. He's with us.
All right. Well, if the other two let you through, then what? Do you have a letter?
He's gonna kind of just look over the person's shoulder at the party and says like, "Do I have to make another couple kiss their hearts out again?"
So Tempo has calligraphy supplies and is proficient in them. Is he able to like fake a letter on so that Dominic can have one?
Where you're at right now, the guards would see you like writing a letter out. You'd have to make that outside of the car.
Hold on.
All right.
I thought you were illiterate.
I can trace.
No.
I can trace.
I would like to insight check her to see if she's actually illiterate.
Vibe check for-
Can I vibe check for illiteracy?
We have
please?
like a
That was
20
a
in
boy.
intelligence.
Sorry, can I vibe check him for illiteracy, please? That's a joke.
Sure.
That's a waste. No, that's a waste of a roll. Keep going.
Yeah, nah. Anyways,
He is illiterate. He just
All right.
is very good at copying fantasy. He can write his name.
Proud of him.
that's not bad.
Better than me.
See, it's just the worst thing. When we were all getting the letters, he was late, so we didn't get one from Mr. Shoot, I forgot his
Friendstock,
name. Where are my
Friendstock,
notes?
Friendstock.
Feinstock. But he is with us. I can vouch with him. If you'd like, I can go get Mr. Feinstock, but I feel like it would just be a waste of everyone's time.
Oh, then it's so long as you're vouching for him, I suppose it's fine. You're free to go, my friend.
Thank you, good sir. And he's gonna
See,
walk.
this is-
He's gonna walk up and it's like, he's gonna go. Thought I was gonna have to like, make the two gods kiss again.
Now Keith.
Now, Keith.
Well,
Knowledge.
So yeah, anything else? Actually, let me take a step back.
Can I like walk around and actually check the room for sketchy stuff? Like to see if there's somebody hiding in a box or something?
Yeah, absolutely.
That would be
Investigation.
investigation. So plus 2
Yeah.
again.
But Jenna
I'm
is standing
going-
back there with you and
I'm
saying,
going to assist him.
perfect.
Bless you, because that was not a good roll.
Awesome.
That was better. So it's going to be a 17 in all?
All right. So you walk around, you kind of poke some boxes, elbow some things, tap.
Oh, I'd be opening stuff if I could.
Okay, yeah, you open things and Jenna's just like, well, yeah, absolutely, go ahead. So long as you think, if you do whatever you need to do to make sure things are secure and no one else could be in here hiding, do what you need to do.
As-
Does this car have a door that leads to the engine, the front?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Zevasira.
I'd like to look around at the spear and see if there's if it's trapped or anything, or what kind of precautions they have other than locks.
Okay, so there is a circle drawn
Mhm.
on the floor, and
Mhm.
it is it looks magical in nature.
Do
Other
I
than that,
recognize what it is at all?
roll me an Arcana check.
Okie dokie. That is a 17.
17. Okay, you recognize this as a circle of what is this? Circle of warding. Yeah, and there are recognizable marks of lightning and power. So together you can piece it together that you would probably take some form of lightning damage from this circle of warding.
Oh, wait, I wouldn't know because I didn't look at it. Never mind.
Okay, and then is that all other than the locks on the...
Roll investigation for that.
Okay. 15.
Okay. The pedestal itself is very fancily carved. From your experience, you've run into some trapped chests, and you can tell that there's some very suspicious grooves in the pedestal itself.
Zev,
That's
what
what
does
you
that
noticed.
circle do?
Well, if anyone tries to steal anything, they'll take a lot of damage.
Really
Really
God,
good.
A lot of
Smart.
damage.
Gods, do
Huh?
you know if that's one-time use or just continual?
Yeah, would it be able to knock someone out if they did it? That way we would be able to catch them.
Well, that's not something I'm really well versed in.
Would
But
I know from my Arcana check?
Dominik, why don't
Yeah,
you?
yeah, you would know. It would be a one-time use.
Dominik, why don't you go step in that circle and we'll see how many times it goes off.
He's gonna look over at Mal and just like, I would if you would go with me.
Yes, why
Oh,
don't
how
we right now?
romantic.
Exactly.
All right, boys. All right, focus. We're on a job here.
Oh,
Come
by
on.
the way, is that the thing we're protecting?
No, that's
It
that's
is.
just there for it's a
It's just
backup
pretty to
weapon.
look at.
We stab people with it. I don't know.
So I do want to know, do you all know what the spear does?
Stabs.
Like, obviously they're not going to protect a spear. Is it fancy looking?
Oh yeah, it's very
Okay.
fancy looking.
Is it just being protected because it's worth a lot because of the design, or is it like...
Oh, it's magical in nature, so far as I know.
You know what it does?
Personally, I don't know what it does. Mr. Friendstar hasn't deigned to tell us, but we know it's a very important elvish magical item.
Fair enough. It's easier to know, like, who we're going to be up against if they're jumping us, if we know exactly what the thing does. Investigator things.
This is true. Yeah, no problem. But yeah, unfortunately that's all I know, really. Did you find any traps? Yeah, everything squared away? Do you feel like it's
Yeah, it looks
pretty
really
safe?
Yeah.
I'm still worried about people coming through the roof, but if it's thick enough metal, we will hear them coming in time, so it shouldn't matter.
Yeah, and if that happens, well, we should be able to handle things. And after all, it is very well protected. So
Yes, very.
that's no ordinary glass, too. I know that much.
Will you guys be staying in here all the time? How will you be sleeping, just in case we need to increase our guard, or maybe we do stuff more at night when you guys need to rest?
Well, it's a very short trip.
You said a
So-
day. Is that
it's
just sun up to sundown, or is that 24 hours?
yeah,
Or how
sun
many
up to
hours are in our
sundown.
fantasy universe?
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll reach passage by evening.
Okay.
So no problem. Should be no problems there at all.
Yeah, this looks pretty good here. Have you is the door to the what are they called? The person driving.
The engine.
The helm.
What's the
engine.
what's the word in common?
And I was always told engine. Do you all use a different word?
The engineer.
All right.
The thing that pulls the train, I believe, is what.
The
Yeah.
opposite of the
The engine
caboose.
car.
There's a
Right.
person up there,
Not
right?
the caboose. You're a caboose.
I said the opposite of the caboose. Now.
Yeah,
Calm down.
there's the team there that keeps things going, and there's a couple of other guards that we have
All
just
right, so
guarding the train.
that door is guarded as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Just like our setup at this end, there's 4 other guards at that end.
Do you guys want to
I'm
go talk to
satisfied.
the conductor?
I think we should go talk to. I mean, yes, I do believe that is the thing that should happen. We also need to talk to the man who gave us the letters. 1, to get Domek 1. 2, we do need to figure out exactly. We need more information on the spear so we can know what we're up against. Who would be powerful enough to think they could steal it? I guess.
Oh, and here I was thinking that I could just use my charm to get by.
What charm?
The past does make it
Exactly.
easier.
So
is true.
we can either split up or we can all go talk to a conductor. But I don't know how many people can fit in that car.
Oh, it's honestly surprisingly roomy up there. But
It
yeah,
looks surprisingly roomy.
well, you would think there's a lot of machinery, but the train it's moved by an elemental, so they
Yes,
don't
but-
need a lot of machinery.
I'm gonna just kind of lean forward. I'm gonna whisper, I'm just considering for our larger friends. We don't want to cramp anybody, even if it's roomy. Is it roomy enough for? And I'll kind of motion to the 7 foot tall Goliath. I'm whispering.
Are you calling me fat?
I'm whispering.
What if some people went to talk to the conductor, and then some of us went back to Mr. Freenstar, whatever his name was, and get Dominic a pass?
But I'm so good at talking.
But nobody wants to hear
But it takes
you talk.
time.
That too.
Well, that you can absolutely do. We'll be here if you want to send a couple of other guards or a couple of your party through to go check out the security up there. That's up to you. And I do remember, well, yeah, Mr. Friendstar, I think he said he'd be back in the dining car or back towards the observation car if you needed him.
Mhm.
So just whatever you need to do what you need to do.
All right. What do you guys think?
Well, if our main job here is to make sure that this thing doesn't get stolen and figure out who's going to try and steal it, I think our first stop, well, I think it would be smart, useful, a good idea. Is there a word for that in common? Clever? To go talk to just everyone who's possibly nearby. Ask the, what did you call him? Engineer, conductor. Ask him if he's intent on stealing anything. I don't know. We
Why
just need to
don't-
ask around.
If we're worried about the engineer being bad, I say we send the 2 big ones in there to interrogate him, and we can go get Tomek a pass real quick.
I love interrogating.
That sounds like a good plan.
Perfect. So we split the party.
Nice.
Split the party!
The party. I've been trying to do this past 3 games. Nobody ever wants to split the
I
party.
try to do it all the time.
I finally did it.
Okay, cool deal. So first, we're going to go with the party that's going to go up and talk with the conductor. That is, remind me again, because I zoned out just briefly to miss the important details.
The 2 big boys.
Tempo and Beckham?
Perfect. All right, Tempo and Beckham, you go up through, you pass through the guards, you show them.
Right before we go through the doors, Tempo says, I call bad cop.
All right. You got it.
Nice.
All right.
Okay. So you go through, you meet the other the other 4 guards. They check your letters, they okay you, they don't give you any problems. And as you walk up into the helm, you see a window overlooking open rolling fields, and you see that the train is indeed in motion. There are a couple of other support staff around, but the engineer himself is standing at a wheel with a crystal embedded in it. That's where you are.
Beckham now might look a little visibly uncomfortable seeing like the outside like clearly flying by.
Dude, just close your eyes.
Well, then I'm gonna walk into something. All right, I have to.
Okay, you can hold my hand.
So, is it? Can like just looking at them, like I can tell which one is like the main conductor, or are they just like a crew?
There's a crew, but the main one is indeed standing at the helm of the lightning rail. He's wearing more official clothes. He has a gold ribbon rope across his hat.
Is he physically doing anything to drive it?
He's just adjusting this wheel a little bit back and forth, which is odd for a lightning rail because you would think it would just move forward. but he's constantly whispering, and he has a mark on the back of his hand that's glowing.
Ooh, saucy.
Yeah,
And
Tempo's
it's
just gonna
pretty
point
magical.
at him. You! Talk to me.
And he doesn't turn to look around, but his head moves back. Yes, how can I help you? And a couple other support staff like pop out and
Right, sorry. We're adventurers here on behalf of Mr. Friendstar. We're charged with the safety of the elven spear you may be aware is part of your cargo.
oh yes, of course. What here? My lieutenants here can answer any questions for you. I just need to focus.
Why are you glowing?
Well, you see, that's how the train moves. I'm working with an elemental here to make sure the train continues its course.
Ah. Just as I suspected.
Beckham will.
And he's gonna turn to Beckham and say, "What's an elemental?"
Why are you asking me? I don't even know how magic works at all. I'm picturing like a really small man, like inside.
Like smaller than a halfling small?
Oh yeah, like real small. Probably like.
Whoa.
I mean, because he has to. Beckham will turn to like the nearest crew member, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, so we have an investigation, a system we have to do to ensure the safety of this cargo. Part of the process is that we just need to check on all the crew and make sure that anyone who could possibly have access checks out. That being said, do any of you know anything about this cargo we have on board? And please be straight with me, because if you're not, my friend over here is going to maybe have someone write some bad things on a piece of paper with your name on it. I don't know how that works.
Tempo smash.
So these two half-elf, by the way, they're all half-elves.
Okay. Which half?
I hated that.
Call back.
Nice.
Disgusting.
They look at you nervously. Just, it's okay. You don't need to say anything. Here, they bring out some reports. We've been a part of the Gilded Bolt for a long time. It's then everything that they say checks out.
He's gonna pick a random one.
Okay.
And he's gonna just kind of lean in.
There's two of them.
Okay.
There's two of them and the
One
main
of the
conductor.
two.
Okay. He's gonna pick the guy on the right.
Okay.
He's gonna lean in. He's gonna be like, so you get paid for working there?
Yes.
You get
Pretty well.
You get paid a good amount?
Yes, we're paid very well.
Are you able to keep the torches on back home?
Yes.
Tempo's gonna lean in and say, "Beckham, are you looking for a new job?"
No, I'm trying to. Hold on. I turn to. I turn to Tempo and I'm like, no. You want to make sure that none of them are desperate for money, because then they
What?
do things, right?
Oh.
Yeah. So you want to make sure that they're not like desperate, because then they do things that they're not proud of.
Wow. I would have never thought.
Remember, you're the bad cop though.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Zone in. Focus with me.
Got it.
All right. Turns back. So you like gambling? Like rolling the dice?
Well, personally, I prefer not to, but it's I know several of our other passengers enjoy it.
What about your buddy over there? Is he gamble? Is he a gambling man?
I mean, we hit the tables sometimes, but it's just casually.
All right, sure. In moderation, everything's fine. And your conductor up there, he looks like he's got all the magic going on. Like it's his job to do the magic.
Well, it is all of our jobs, technically. And he lifts up his left hand and shows you a dragon mark, identical and similar to the conductor's. It's just not glowing.
Okay, Beckham will turn to Tempo.
Yeah.
Do you have one of those?
One of what?
I don't know. The hands are glowing. They have like these weird tattoo things. Do you have a tattoo?
No.
Okay.
And he holds up his hand. Dude.
Okay, good.
Sir, they're not tattoos. They're dragon marks. They're
Right. Yeah.
we inherited them. They're part of our magic.
Sorry, you must understand if you can't tell by the amount of weapons I carry on me. I'm not a magic kind of person, so I don't really know how all this works. But I'm just here to make sure. I've just got a list of things, right? I just gotta verify for everybody. Lastly, do any of you not trust your driver man up there?
They look at each other. They look back at you. Make a roll for charisma.
Where's
Just-
my D20? Oh, got it. Okay. You said just charisma?
Yeah, just charisma.
4.
Oh my gosh. That's my modifier.
Yeah.
Who sent the two big,
Yeah.
not smart people together?
To go ask questions.
You're doing amazing, you guys.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Love
Proud
it.
of you, sweetie.
Zooster is mentally supporting you from the opposite end of the train.
So the two half elves look at both of you. They look at each other, then back at you. Yes, we trust the conductor with our lives. We've worked with him for years.
With
now
your
I think
lives, you say.
yes.
Does
Yes,
that come up
indeed.
in
Now,
train
I-
business?
unless
Is
there's-
that
Anything else we can do for you? I think you best go.
You have anything else, Tempo?
Can I hit someone?
Probably not. You can ask the guards on the way out. I think they're wearing armor. You could give them a good old slap right in the armor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
it's always fun.
As we walk through a door, can Tempo just like smack someone from behind the head so they're not even like expecting it? Just like, bam! He didn't understand the concept of asking permission.
Roll yeah, performance.
Oh my god, this dice hates me. So it's gonna be a 7 in total.
Ooh. So yeah, you go and you whack through one of the guards on your way back out of the front of the train, and the guards are like, "Hey, what was that for?"
It was him. Points to back up.
They do not believe you. I think you best go. Like, go on, get out of here. Go. I think you best go join the rest of the train.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
That's amazing.
Beckham, I can't believe you just hit a guard.
I'm not even going to address that.
Nice. All right, we're gonna cut to the other party, and in a little bit, I'll just say that you guys meet again, unless you wanted to check out anything else on your way up.
Tempo's not smart enough to think about that.
Okay. So, my other party members, remind me where you were going.
We were going to find the rich elf dude to ask him about the spear.
Okay. As you
While
go,
While we walk
what
that
else?
way through the cars, I want to be looking out to see if there's like you know, I've seen some trains that like have a way you can like see outside, like a little balcony thing or some crap. Just like a way to get some fresh air. I want to see if there's anything like that.
Okay. Yeah, no, you don't see any of those balconies. There's windows. Your own compartment has a window that you could open if you wanted to take a minute to take a breather, open the window, get some air.
I'll like pop in real quick and I want to open the window and see if there's like ladders or something on the outside of the train so people can get on top.
You don't see any ladders on from the side of the train.
Perfect. Then I will continue on with the rest of the group.
Perfect. But I will say this though, like in between the train cars, it is internal, but especially as you move from the different classes, first class and then to second class, there's ladders in the in-between space and a hatch up top.
Is the hatch locked?
Do you go up and check?
As we're walking, I'll go. They do have ways on the roof. There might be people up there, and I want to climb up and just kind of like see if I can open it.
Okay.
I want to check to make sure it's not trapped or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not trapped. It's not necessarily locked. It's just not what's the term? Riveted. There's like a handle that closes and opens it.
Okay.
So yeah.
Can I open or close it?
Yes, you can.
Okay, cool. Then yeah, I'll just open it. I'll like peek my head up to see, make sure we're not coming towards a tunnel. Look around, make sure there's nobody just sitting on the roof of the train.
Yeah, there's nobody sitting on the roof of the train.
A nice view. That's about bug. And then I'll go back down and I'll close it.
Nice.
Gross.
Yeah, and there's
So
it's just open fields. There's no mountains.
Okay.
Little hills here and
No
there.
trains
but that's about
following
it.
us. No horse and carriage running up trying to catch up to the train. No, nothing like that.
Make a perception check.
Oh no. It's gonna be a 4 because I don't think my class gets me any bonuses with perception. It's all insight. So 2 or 4 in all.
Yeah, you got a bug in your throat, and that was pretty distracting. And you don't notice anything.
Okay. So yeah, I'll just come back down and go. Didn't see anything. Ugh. So we can continue on. Oh, I need water though. Is there like a whatever?
Come on, let's go find this elf man, get a new pass, and figure anything else out about the spear.
Perfect. So you move up through second class. You see some other characters moving through there. There's a couple of dwarves that are making their way ahead of you towards the dining car.
Is the big-headed child anywhere nearby?
As a matter of fact, as you move through second class, you see the child sitting in a compartment with a tall, skinny man in dark clothes with a wide-brimmed black hat. And there's also a short halfling couple who appear to be making signs at each other.
Can I vibe check everyone in that car?
Yes, you can.
Do I have to roll individually, or can I just vibe check the car as a whole?
Roll individually.
How many people are in that car?
There's a total of 4.
4. So let me grab out 2 more d20s. One moment. Perfect. Okay. So this one will be for the shady man. Okay, that's going to be an 8 plus 5, right? Because if I roll lower than anything, it's an 8. Okay, cool. So it's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 for the shady man. You said I've already insight checked I'll insight check her again. Why not?
Yeah, inside checker again.
So that's going to be another 8 plus 5. So that's 2, whatever I said that number
13.
was. Yeah.
Okay.
That's going to be for one of the halflings. We'll say the man.
Mhm.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19. And then you got another whatever happens when it's 8 plus 5.
Okay.
So I got 13s for everybody except the halfling man. For him, I got a 19.
All right. So the tall man, he seems pretty normal. If not necessarily the richest looking type of person, this is second class. His face does look awfully gaunt. His cheekbones are a little more pronounced than others, and his eyes seem to be a little more circly. But other than just his general slightly sullenness, nothing else really stands out. The halfling girl you notice is, well, not halfling girl, my bad. The short halfling girl, human girl. Wow, Chaz, get it together, man. She's playing with her hands and looks really bored. The the actual halfling woman, as you look at her and her husband, they stop signing to each other. And something about the halfling man's face like shifts just barely. Like it's like the light from the window catches his face and like it flashes green for half a second, and his nose seems to be like really long, but then it's like gone.
Is
like
he a
that,
goblin?
That change is gone.
Did that look like he was a goblin for a few seconds, if I can ask?
No, you can't.
Okay. So also, could I tell what they were doing with their hands?
Yeah, they were like making hand signs to each other.
Okay. So I'm immediately gonna turn to Zeb and I'm gonna whisper, I think those people have magic on them because the light hit that man and he. Wait! Don't I get proficiency to see if somebody's like hiding their identity from me? Hang on, let me pull up what my class does because I'm pretty sure I have something that can help me with this. I'm sorry if this crashes my computer like it has been, but give me 4 seconds.
Okay.
I don't think you get like anything extra for like identity or whatever. I know that you do get anything under a 7 or under becomes an 8.
Yeah, give me I don't remember what the document was. Okay, well, I have to find it. Other people can do things while I try to find this. Sorry.
So you mentioned that you think there's magic on them?
Yeah, I'm like that man does not look.
All right, I'm gonna pull away from the car and find some place to sit down, and I'm gonna start ritually casting Detect Magic and see if I can get a ping on anything.
Found it.
Alrighty then. So wait, where are you casting Detect Magic?
I'll just go and find like someplace private, like a car or like a little thing to sit down.
Okay.
So that I don't want them to see.
Okay. So you can go down to like one of the ends of the car, and stand next to one of the doors. If you don't want them to see you casting Detect Magic, it takes how long to cast it?
It takes 10 minutes.
Okay. And what's the range on it?
My thing happens at 13th level, so I can't use it, obviously.
Okay.
Let me look. I want to say 30 feet, but then I can move with it, so I can move past them.
Okay.
Because it stays up for a little bit.
So I will say this. You can go back to your cabin, cast it, and then move and check them.
Okay, I will...
Dominic,
I'm just going to say that, I'll check on it later. Let's do what we needed to do first.
Yes,
Okay.
Dominic, why is your hand raised?
Yeah, Dominic, what's up?
I would like to cast Zone of Truth.
Okay.
And then walk up to the halfling couple. I would like to bow to them like I did before and say, Dominic Romeo of the Romeo Estates. And you are?
Okay. They look at each other and they don't. They look at each other, then they look at you, and they just shake their heads.
I'm
The
have a
gonna,
shady
podium?
man. The shady man looks at you, says, "My friend, I'm afraid they're deaf."
Deaf, you said. Does
And
anyone speak deaf?
I don't
Is,
think
like,
any of
what
us
would-
know sign language.
Well,
If that's what you're asking.
because like I know Thieves Can't uses some hand signals. Is it the same thing?
No.
Okay, cool. Just wondered.
Between what you know of Thieves Can't and what these guys are doing, it is not the same.
Right. Okay. So apologies for my companion
Friend.
here. He doesn't notice things very well. May I ask what you're doing on the train, good sir? Like what your business is? Just pleasant small talk.
Well, can I ask what you're doing in my compartment?
Yes, I'm here to stop my friend from bothering you, and this is called pleasant small talk, where I make it slightly less awkward instead of just leaving.
Well, thank you. I do appreciate that. You see, I am accompanying my ward here. She told me she met you earlier.
Is this guy also Zone of Truth?
Oh yeah, what is the saving throw for that?
Charisma 16.
Sure. Wait a second. I need to do this not all at the same time. Okay. Okay. You said 17?
16.
16. Okay.
And I know whether or not they succeed or fail.
They failed. All of them.
Nice.
So yeah, I will again slight rewind, and I'll same thing, same pleasant like sorry, just to not make it awkward, small talk.
Well, unfortunately, it is still awkward.
I'm gonna turn and say, Dominic Romeo.
Dominic, you're not helping right now. And I'm gonna go, yes, of course. I just want to apologize. Make sure we couldn't get you anything. Our car's farther up. We have access to the other stuff. Just make sure something to make this trouble less annoying, I guess. I don't know. I'm not a people person.
My friend, I think you'd best just go.
Can I vibe check him one more time?
Yes, you can.
Do I have advantage because he's Zone of Truth now?
You know what? You know what? Since you asked, take that advantage.
Not how that's supposed to work, but I will not complain, good sir.
I don't complain either.
That is a 18 plus 2, so a dirty 20.
Something is definitely off about this guy.
Can I tell what it is, or is it just off?
Like,
wait, that was an insight check. That's plus 5 to 18. Sorry.
You're good. You're
19,
good.
21, 22, 23. 23.
He hasn't given you
really need to get
anything else to be suspicious about.
Mm-hmm.
But something's up with this guy for sure.
Okay. Then I will say, of course, good man, and I will pull Dominic by the collar out of the car, and I'll close the door and say, have a good day, and I'll just kind of wave to the halflings, and then
As you're pulling Dominic back, he's gonna say, "Have a good day, sir."
and then I will turn to Zev and I will go, The halfling
You
man
guys
is not
really know how to talk yourselves in situations.
The halfling. I got information, did I not? The halfling man is not a halfling, I'm pretty sure, and that man is sketchy.
All right.
As
They
you
did say
leave
that.
them, you also hear some like.
Can I pick
Can
it
I-
up?
Yeah, can I hear what they're saying?
The question is, what languages do you speak?
Can't Zevasira don't you have a thing that lets you detect every language? Like no languages? Isn't that a
I
thing you
have
have?
comprehend languages, but I have to cast it ritually.
Ah! My background didn't give me any additional, so I literally only speak common and infernal.
Okay, it's neither one of those languages.
Yeah.
I speak Elvish.
Yep, not Elvish.
Can I recognize what the language is without knowing the language?
Yeah, it sounds like Goblin.
Nice.
I'm going
Then there's
to-
also a deeper. And that's it.
Okay.
I'm going to run back to the space in between the cars, and I'm going to start ritually casting comprehend languages. And then when it's done, I'm gonna run back over casually
Wait,
to in
no,
front
no,
of there.
wait.
By the
Sister,
time you're back, they're not
No.
talking.
I was gonna say I'm gonna grab your arm and go,
What?
you know, if you're going to do what you normally do, I doubt they'll be done, but you already did it and he already said a thing, so I can't do that.
Well, it lasts an hour, so
Fair enough.
I
And
overhear
then
something.
I say the fuzzy one, Beckham, he should know what they're saying. Should he not? Isn't he a goblin folk?
I don't know.
Fair enough. Yes, but if you can somehow get rid of an illusion or something on the halflings, highly would recommend. And we should keep an eye on this car.
I can't. But we should get that pass as well.
Yes, of course. And then I will continue towards the car.
Okay, perfect. You guys keep moving towards the car, and you move through the dining car. It's fancy table setup. There's a ginger bartender sort of like waiting on everyone and like pouring drinks from a bar on the cart or on the yeah. What am I trying to say? There's a bar in the car. He's pouring drinks for people. He gives all of you a wink as you pass by.
I wink back.
Dominic winks back.
And he
Mal
calls, care for a drink?
bro nods, and I'm gonna look to them and I'm gonna go. You know, some people on the train might have information. Do we want to ask around here too, or go get the pass, or split up more?
Why not have a drink first?
I would like to look around. And is there anybody playing cards since, like, is anybody out here freaking
Yes.
anybody sketchy looking?
No. There's a couple of dwarves in like richer robes. There's a couple of younger looking half-elf women who are chatting quite incessantly, and they both look over at Domek and Mal and give furtive glances, and like they are whispering to each other behind their fans.
Mal looks very confused because he's never had anyone hit on him in his life.
Dominic's gonna give a flirtatious wink to the girls.
They giggle.
Sevasir gets a look for just a second, and then it's gone.
I'm only playing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you all wish, I could have a quick card game, figure some stuff out, maybe make us some money if we wanted. Up to you two, though. What do you think?
Oh,
I
by the way,
mean-
there's.
Sorry.
Oh wait, no, wrong car.
He goes like, well, if you need money, you can always ask my parents.
Shut up. And I'm going to turn to the bartender. I'm going to go, what are the highest rollers on this train?
So the bartender looks, well, if you're looking for a card game, then my friend, you better go back one more car. but can definitely tell you that all the high rollers are back there.
Back a car. The car we just came from.
No, down,
Next car
down
up.
towards
Gotcha,
the tail.
gotcha.
Next car down, my friend.
Roger that. Thank you, good man. How much for a drink? Just something light. I have to keep my wits about me.
Oh, something light. Oh, that's easy. Just about 5 gold. Remember, it's a posh train.
I will take a. I just remembered if I get caught drinking, I will be fired. So I'm going to move on. But thank you very much.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Yeah,
I'll take
yes.
something.
Guild
Dominic
rules.
says. Dominic
Okay.
puts 5 gold down. I'm not part of the guild.
All right. What will it be? A dragon whiskey?
Sounds perfect.
All right. Here you go then. And he gives you a little shot glass with some dragon whiskey. And yeah. You drink it?
Oh yeah, I down it.
Perfect. It's
What
spicy
exactly is our
as it goes
plan?
down. And
I-
yeah, that's what happens.
Do you mean plan to get information or?
I mean, what exactly is our plan?
All right. At this point, I'm going to say that Tempo and Beckham have made their way back and they've met up with you.
Oh, fuck. Then I don't say that. Oh, shoot!
That's our one.
That's the one.
That's
There
our
goes
one.
It was good while it lasted.
I'm so
Want
sorry.
an extra moment? Then you can finish this conversation piece and then they'll come back to you.
Do you mean?
But you have like two lines each before they appear.
I mean, if you mean the other plan, I'd say let Pretty Boy distract him and we go do our thing.
Am I the pretty boy?
Shut up.
We could use the creepy ones at the cart to our advantage.
Noted. Yeah, I would say definitely throw I'm already suspicious of them, but we could throw suspicion on them more if we need to.
Mhm.
Noted. Oh, I think people are coming.
Hey!
And yeah, so that is why I cannot drink that much, or I will literally fall off. Oh, hey guys, how are you doing?
What's up? Did you get information?
We were about to, and then you all walked in. We were still on our way to get the pass. It was a very long walk, especially with Dominic flirting with everybody we passed.
I
Wow.
didn't flirt with
Is a cart that seems a little bit suspicious.
Oh, yes. So basically, there was a halfling who turned green for a second, and a very shady man.
Oh.
We tried to question
the
them, but
conductor is glowing.
I'm sorry, what?
He's glowing.
Yeah.
Do you want?
But on the bright side, he does not gamble.
Oh, there's
No.
also something about an elemental, but I don't know what that is.
I'm pretty sure it's one of those small things.
Elementals are not small at all. They're pretty
Smaller
large,
than a
actually.
halfling, which is really
No.
small.
They're probably bigger than both of you, actually.
Oh,
Big-
bigger than me?
Bigger than him?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Bigger
Elementals are
than
quite large.
both of us
Yeah.
together?
What if he's like standing on my shoulders?
Yeah, what if I got on top and he's gonna start like...
Whoa.
No, you don't have to do that. Maybe a little bit smaller than that, but they're definitely not pocket-sized.
Oh, well, magic comes in lots of different shapes and sizes. Anyway,
You said they have one in the engine, Shireen.
I don't... Do you remember what they said, Beckham?
oh, he said something about controlling one.
Yeah, that's the glowing.
Yeah, and that he was.
Oh, was it that the elemental was glowing?
Well, no, it was definite. He was definitely glowing, but anyway, so
Yeah.
right, no leads.
No, didn't get very much.
Okay, so what I'm thinking is we need to keep our eyes on that car. Well, first, we need to get Dominic a pass.
Oh, and Beckham's looking for a new job.
Do you not like
I'm
the
looking
guild?
for a new job.
I mean, you've just
That-
met us. Are we that bad?
Are you not happy?
Well, I mean, am I happy? That's a whole nother question. No, I'm just fine with my job. Swords are what I am best at.
Okay, alright.
Ka-chow!
So we need we need to keep our eye on that cart, even if we like post a guard near there. I can also get some information gambling, possibly, if we need it.
Oh, there
Um,
is gambling.
Yeah, on the train. Apparently, the next car up. I'm
Yep.
pretty good at that.
All right.
and-
If anyone says they're betting a spear, look into that.
Right, I think I will. Thank you for the tip, good man. And then we also still need to get him a piece of paper. So do we want me to go gamble? You'll get him paper, or what? Do we want to keep
Paper.
splitting up or trying to stick together?
I want to keep watching the cart.
Okay. So
Beckham, do you want to have a drinking match?
I'm sorry, I don't want to drink on the job.
Just turned legal.
there's a drinking age for Goliaths. That's what you are, correct?
What?
There's a drinking age for Goliaths. I didn't know that.
Well, yeah. Kind of. Yeah. It was one that my mom put on me.
Ah.
Oh, can I get you all drinks? Says the
I'm
bartender.
sorry. Moving. I have to go again. Guild business, and then I'm gonna move to the next car up to see if there are any sketchy
Yeah.
people gambling.
We
Okay.
really need to get you a pass. This is taking quite a long time. Come
Yeah.
on, Dominic.
Do we want to get? That's why I was asking. Do we want to get the pass and then come
Oh my
back?
god,
and
I'm
start?
already walking.
Let's
I'm
yeah,
pulling Dominic along
let's go
with
talk.
me.
Let's go
Yeah,
talk.
go get the pass.
For
Okay.
Friendstar.
I would definitely go get the pass.
Yeah,
Cool.
So yeah, you walk into the next card. There's a couple of like card tables. There's also some lounge tables. There's a couple of people lounging around and smoking cigars. One of which is a rather froggish-looking creature with lightning blue skin in a buttoned-up fancy smoking jacket.
Well, you're a funny looking thing there, aren't you?
Oi, I can say the same thing about you, my friend.
Yeah.
I like this one.
Can we
Does he
keep
look
it?
like a gambling man?
Can we keep it?
He
It's a
would
passive,
probably
we can't
gamble.
keep it. Noted. I'm gonna keep a mental note of him and keep going to get Dominic the pass.
Wait, Tempo, do you say that out loud?
Yep.
Excuse me. I'll have you know I am an established businessman.
Right.
Can
Remember.
we keep the established businessmen?
No,
And
no,
I'm
no.
gonna-
There's a rule. If they talk, you can't keep them.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna grab
Yeah.
Tempo by the arm and just try to pull, but my strength is +0, so I'm just going, come on.
He's just gonna like feel that and just like, okay, hop along with you.
Okay,
Sorry-
there's a couple
sorry to
of
bother you.
partitions on the train, and you walk past the Krung man, and you see Mr. Friendstar lounging, reading a newspaper. Oh, well, hello, my friends. Do tell me, have there been any updates?
We have suspicions, but probably not enough to discuss. Our friend here, he showed up late. He's with us. You didn't give him a pass? He's the extra one that was late.
Oh, that makes sense. Here, I think I still have it in my jacket. Here you are. Now, you're a bard, aren't you?
Noble bard, yes.
Oh, well, do tell.
I am Dominic Romeo of the Romeo Estate. Who do I have the pleasure of addressing?
Well, I'm Mr. Fernstar, your beneficiary of this endeavor.
Never heard of you.
Well, I've never heard of you myself.
Well, I say, I'm gonna lean back over to Zeb, and I'm gonna be like, me and this man could get along.
I
Good luck
do
with
hear that
that.
there's another famous bard on the train. You
It's
should look
me.
out for her.
Do tell.
I feel like I hadn't heard of you before either. I'm sorry, but no, I'm talking of
He's gonna start
Alinasha.
crying. Yeah.
About who? Sorry?
Ali. Alinasha? She
Do I know who Allie
surely you've heard of this name. She's a Kalashtar bard who has performed throughout the countries. She's a name you would recognize.
Ah, yes, she's
It's
the one
Beyonce.
that cheated to get her looks.
Yeah, well, some do say that. Unless you have any security updates for me.
There is a car that we're suspicious of. We think there might be some illusions.
Oh,
I'd
really?
say keep an eye on them. Two halflings, not to pick on, two halflings and a child with a large head, and a very sketchy man in a coat. They're in the car, 2 cars back, and I'll tell them where their seat is. I wouldn't jump on them or anything. We need more proof, but very sketchy indeed. Should definitely keep as much attention on them as possible without them knowing.
Very interesting indeed. Well, that is your job. I mean,
We'll
You
keep
asked
an
for
eye on them.
updates.
I elbow Malachus and I say, we'll keep an eye on them.
I was just updating the man.
I don't think we need to tell the man that we're going to do our job correctly, so...
I mean, reassurance is never that bad, is it?
no, I definitely appreciate reassurances. So I thank you for that.
Oh, and to clarify, there were no coffins anywhere.
Oh, yes.
Sure,
Very
Malachus
relieving.
will be able to sleep at night now.
Well, thank you. I was not. Well, yeah, I'm was not too worried about the coffins, but thank you for checking.
All right.
So,
Well,
yes.
does the pass, right? That's why we were here. Does he pass the pass check?
Yeah,
I guess?
he passed the
Yeah,
pass to Dominic.
Okay, cool. Then I would turn around and go, one more thing. Just because. Who here do you think... Is there anyone you're suspicious of?
Well,
Any of the fancier folk here who might have hired somebody? What does the spear do, if I may ask?
oh well. It happens to be a rather legendary artifact from the Wood Elves, you see, and that's why we're being so careful with it. It's something that I'm adding to my personal collection, but also I have a few friends that
That's all well and good.
there's
but
a little
what is-
more, but that's about all I can say on that subject matter.
I
but
am curious.
Oh, go ahead.
I am curious. Do you really think it wise to keep it on display in that room just where anyone could see it? Wouldn't you want to move it to somewhere it wouldn't be seen, unless that's not the real one?
Well,
Is it the real one?
well, my friend, that is the ingenious thing about security. You can't
What does
steal
that
something.
mean?
You can't steal something unless you know for sure whether or not it's real.
Can I insight check to see if it's the real one?
Yes, you can.
Okay, come on. +5, roll well. That's a 13. In all.
You still think it's the real one.
Okay. I wish I had advantage. on these
For
things.
all you know, it is the real spear.
Okay.
Did he say what car Alanasha was on?
He didn't. He just said that she's on board.
And we are currently in the recreation car?
Yes. Yeah, there's 2 cars behind you.
Right.
Yay, we got a sub. Thank you, Black Fang.
Hey.
Woo!
I would like to lean in to him and I'm going to say, well, theoretically, if that were not the real one and someone wanted to do their job correctly, where should they look specifically to protect?
Well, if you've ever dealt with a magician, you know that they never reveal their tricks. However, in an instance where there's some misdirection involved, it wouldn't be too far out of plain sight. In fact, there can sometimes be two of one thing just on the other side of another thing. But my friends, I can't tell you all of my secrets.
Right, no, we're not trying to pry. It's we're just trying to do our jobs here. I'm sure you understand.
Yes, no, thank you for that. But I assure you, everything should be just fine.
Fantastic. I sure hope this is a boring trip.
So I have a question for the DM.
Okay.
When I was investigating, looking around for dead bodies and such in that car, did I notice anything that would look like the spear disguised as something else, or like a secret compartment? I don't remember what I rolled, or if it was high enough to tell, but
you got it like a 23 on that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you got super high. So there was something about the case.
Mm-hmm.
There were some very interesting carvings around the edge of the black cushion. There's the blue velvet cushion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then there's like a gold trim like table around it, and it was about like an inch thick, and there's some very interesting grooves that you noticed as an insightful rogue.
What were they exactly? Could I tell? Or did I just notice them?
Mostly just filigrees, but there's like a small indent in like a
button,
like a
maybe
seam?
a button, like
Good
a little
to
seam,
know.
like something
Okay.
that's I'm basically saying there's probably a secret compartment inside of the pedestal.
Good to know. So so it was like up high on a pedestal. Like, okay, cool. So I'll say, right. Thank you, good man. Of course, we do not want you to endanger anything by telling us information in case one of us gets caught. I don't know, but thank you. As far as anybody you don't trust, let's go back to that.
Well, when you're a businessman, there's definitely people that you don't trust.
A good businessman trusts no one.
It's true, because
Anybody
everyone's
else?
competitors.
Very suspicious of.
Unfortunately, not more than normal. I mean, the two dwarves that are on here, I know they come from a very powerful family. They would definitely benefit from such an item, but I don't feel like they would make a move, especially when on such a public train.
Fair.
And anyone who's awfully chatty, I would say.
The bartender.
You
He's a
never know.
bartender. That's his job. But we'll keep an eye on him.
Noted.
I mean, these passengers that you mentioned, they seem very suspicious to me, but I feel like they wouldn't quite have the means to do anything.
We'll keep our eye out. I'll turn and I'll look at everyone and say, should we go discuss a plan of action?
Mhm.
Hold on, Horns. We should take a sweep of the rest of the of the train. Make sure we get eyes on everybody here at some point. Finish our investigation before we go back and party.
Fair enough. Well then, let us go. And as we walk, I'm gonna look around to see if there are any other people who look like they could speak Infernal. And I'm going to whisper to Zev. I
Mhm.
don't think that's the real one.
It's definitely not the real one. I say back.
And I'll
Yeah,
go.
there's no one else.
No one like notices or anything.
Yeah, no one else notices your.
Ashley or
Right.
Colt, do you all speak Infernal? Like, do you all perk up or?
Nope.
Okay, cool. So I'll continue. I did see a button on the bottom of the stand. If we want to keep that in mind.
Would be interesting. What do you think we should do about the goblins and such? Or whatever they are. You think they're goblins, but the
I would
halfling.
say distractions wouldn't hurt.
I mean, I could just. Oh
We're-
wait, you guys are still
yeah,
talking.
we're still- we're
Infernal.
still
Yeah,
talking
we're still
Infernal.
talking
Yeah.
Infernal.
No, you're good.
By
you're
the
good.
way, just for your information, right now it is about nearing lunch time.
Okay, so we're halfway through the day.
Yeah.
I say we wait to see if they make a move, and if we get desperate, we make the move ourselves.
Alright.
And then I will speak, and then I'll switch back and say, "Sorry about that. I had to. She said something that kind of hurt my feelings, and I wanted to deal with some family business." To the rest of the party.
Make it roll for deception.
Don't they
Just
have to choose to want to have me roll? Like, do they believe? Don't they get to pick first? Or am I just?
Considering Tempo has a -1 wisdom, his insight is not very good.
Does anybody
He really
suspicious?
kind of trusts
Yeah.
everything.
Beckham
It's,
doesn't
you
care.
know,
Okay, fair enough.
Cool. Okay.
So Beckham at least would like to go like back to go to the next car, like towards the back to the observation car.
Okay. Yeah. So you go into the observation car. There's not a whole lot of other people in there, but towards the middle of the car, lounging in a seat in a very radiant blue dress, is a very beautiful woman with black hair. And yeah, there are some other humans lounging, looking out the windows, watching the clouds pass by in the sky, and some of the other passengers are kind of looking at this woman and just kind of whispering, like looking shyly at her. One goes up and asks for an autograph. She signs it very graciously. That's about it.
It's her.
That's the bard.
How do you know her?
So-
Dominic? Oh,
She's
yeah.
my competition, Mal.
Dominic, if I'm not mistaken, it seems that your eyes are turning green.
They are, and Tempo's gonna like actually look. I don't think so.
Green eyes of envy, Tempo. That's what I was
Envy.
saying.
What does envy mean?
He's jealous of her.
Jealous.
No.
Oh, me too.
I say no very loudly.
Well,
Don't
if you're
worry,
not
Dominic. You're
jealous-
still a very good bard, and I'm gonna like pat you on your shoulder.
So
I have this like
condescending.
pouty. Dominic has this like pouty face on right now. He's like,
Dominic, if you're so good, why don't you prove it and have a competition with her? To
You obviously-
entertain the people.
you obviously know I can't just go up and challenge her to a bard duel. Are you
And I
crazy?
will look.
Idol.
You are
I'll look-
so good.
I will look to her and I will say, "Excuse me, ma'am. What is your name?"
Yes. Well, my name is Alinasha. What
are
may I do for you?
You're well known, correct, for music and such.
Well, yes, indeed I am.
Well, my lady, I would like to say, well, I have never heard of you. I have heard good things. However, I cannot see the reason I've not heard of you is I don't listen to other music besides the music of the great Domek of the Romeo estate. My good lady, have you heard of this man? For let me tell you, he is fantastic. Best
Domek is-
bard on this whole train, I bet.
Zephyr just has like her arms around like Dominic, like it's okay, you're good, you're
Dominic
good.
is gritting his teeth and he's got his fist balled at the side of his, both side of his.
This man
side of
once
his
made
mouth.
an entire congregation, and I'll lean back to Uncle Will. The crowd, an entire crowd of people cry or faint due to just his beauty.
No, stop.
So, if you're so good, do you think you could ever be better than him?
Oh, what is art? We don't. There's no ever need to compete.
Exactly
Yes, there
now.
Oh, so
After
so
all,
I,
just
now-
the
now-
devotion to craft is a reward in and of itself, but sharing it with other people who do appreciate the arts that we provide, the lessons that we teach through the music and the
I'll
songs
interrupt her,
is
and I'll just go.
absolutely.
I'm going to
Oh.
interrupt her, and I'm going to go. My good lady, if you're scared to challenge the great Tomek, it's okay to say so. Have you seen this man?
She looks a little insulted that you interrupted her while she was waxing eloquent. Well,
We could just call it an appreciation of two musicians at once rather than a competition if you feel that sounds
Are you guys
nicer.
forgetting that I exist?
Oh, and have
Excuse me?
I ever told? I bet you've also heard of the great Tiempo the drummer, who also is good as well.
No, after that,
Three
he's just gonna
musicians,
stand there and be
even
like,
better.
yes, Tempo the drummer.
oh my, you were a bard as well?
Yeah. Yes. He like points to his drum and his guitar and like, everything he has on him.
So, real quick, at this point, Beckham, like seeing all of this going down, rolls his eyes so hard he could see his own brain, and like continues walking through the car. And I don't know either. I think he just kind of goes to the end of the car and just kind of skulks around, like people watching.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to push Domek towards her, kind of like a bump.
Oh, my hands are already around it. I'm just gonna like gently.
And I'm gonna say, I propose
forward.
for these good people, since we still have so much time on the train, an impromptu concert, not a competition, but where you just take turns and try to outplay each other.
Oh.
Appreciation for others.
I'm gonna turn around and like very fast and it's like, you guys realize what you've done? My honor is on the line.
I'm just gonna wink. Malik is just going.
You're amazing.
he like looks over at Mal and his eyes start to glow a little red. Mal goes.
Mal kind of goes. Trust me.
You'll
Fine.
do amazing. And Zephyr gives up and gives you a kiss on the cheek, and then steps back and pushes you forward.
Nice. Well, I think an impromptu joint concert would benefit everyone and it would be a luxurious donation.
May I ask what instrument you play?
Oh, what other instrument but the instrument of the heart? Through my voice.
Oh, wonderful. And he kind of gets slightly uneasy because he was very much hoping she played an instrument. And he's just going to go, yeah, okay, still, we can work with that.
Well, if you must know, if you were talking about physical instruments.
You play any wind instruments? Those always interest me. You know, the kind you like blow into? The little, those kind of things?
Oh, those are.
That's
Tempo
silly.
picks up his flute like this.
See, I
It's like
sing.
so tiny in his hand.
No, I sing, but I also happen to play both the harpsichord and the piano and the harp. And
Well, singing works fine for what
violin.
we have. I mean, for what I think the people would want.
wait, say that again.
I said I think singing works well for what the people would want.
Oh, yes, I'm sure. That is, after all, what I am known for.
And then I'll kind of go. Zev, can you get a crowd?
Yes. Everyone, look, all these wonderful. We have shoot, how do I say her name? I'm
Alinasha.
so bad with names. We have Alinasha, who's going to sing us a wonderful song, as well as Dominic and also Tempo, who are going to
Tempo is
do
here
a
too.
performance as well. Tempo the drummer.
Yeah, me.
So,
And I'll start
Zeb-Zero.
going. Yeah, I'm gonna start going and just like walking back and telling people this as I walk through cars.
So, DM, I'm going to tell you my plan now. That way I don't
Okay.
interrupt you while you're describing things. So I would like to stand kind of behind her, but out of the way with my back to her when she starts singing.
Okay.
And I would like to sleight of hand pull out an ocarina. And every time she goes to hit a high note, I want to blow into it as hard as I can to make it sound like she missed the note.
Okay, cool. Good to know. All right. We're going to move some things
I'm
into
glad
action.
we're on the same side.
No, I'm doing that to the singer lady. I'm making you all look
No,
good.
I know.
That
Okay.
that
what
is
I'm saying
so
as well.
evil. That shifts your alignment like 8 points.
Yeah,
Oh
I get
my
to spare
God.
stomach, and I also get to. I don't know. I don't know why I want to do this to that lady. I just want to do it.
Okay.
I had a reason, but we talked so long, I genuinely forgot what it was. But I'll come back to it when I have it.
It's all good. Cool. So,
Before-
Zebazira, I have a question for you. How far up the train do you intend to go, and how like beyond just
just like-
general people are you trying to get anyone else involved besides passengers?
I will just say it to okay, how many cars are behind us from this one? So there's the one with the bartender, and then there's ones with just regular passengers.
So there's 5 cars up between this room, the observation room, and then the treasure car.
Okay,
I'm gonna
I
go
will
out.
just say it to all of the passengers for now.
Okay, so you don't go all the way up to the. Okay, cool.
Cool.
When Zev comes back, I'm gonna whisper to her, and I'm gonna go. Actually, no, I'm gonna go find Beckham for
Okay.
a second while she's
Hold
rounding
on.
people up. Go ahead. Sorry.
With Beckham. Beckham, you walk to the end of the train. You're going through. You're observing other people. Mostly look like lower nobility at this point. Either that or businessmen and women. They're nice people, basically. You walk to the end of the train. There is a balcony at the end. Make a perception check.
That is a 21.
Jeez.
Okay. Cool. As you look out behind you, up in the sky, a dark shape catches your eyes. It is following. You don't see wings. It's covered in black paint.
Oh no. What shape is it? Can I tell?
It's kind of ovular, kind of egg-shaped.
Kind of like
It has
kind of like an oval from the bottom.
Yeah, and your eyes, it takes a second to adjust, but there seems to be like a red ring around the hull. So not not horizontally, but other way. Like the ship itself, it is a ship,
Yeah.
is halfway through this ring.
Okay. Okay.
And it is following the train.
Okay.
It's slightly slower, but it is following
Are
the train.
there any train guards around?
On this end, no.
And you said it's just following behind. Does it look like it's gaining or just like holding pattern?
It's in a holding pattern.
Okay.
And it is still fairly high above you.
Okay.
Definitely. I mean, it isn't so far out that it's just a blob, obviously, but it's not so close that you can see exact details
Okay. Okay.
on
Fair.
the ship.
Beckham is disconcerted. He is gonna look around. There's nobody else on the balcony with him.
I
Anything
was
like
walking
that?
back
Nope.
to find you, but I don't know if I'd get that far in this time.
Mel
Beckham?
does, depending on how long you stay.
Just a minute or so. He's gonna like verify that that's what he's seeing, and then go to tell someone.
Okay. As you move back up the car line, you run into Mal.
Beckham, I have a job for you.
I have. Oh, I'm gonna stop you right there, mate. Do you know anything about what do you call a boat that flies through the air?
An airship?
An airship above us right now.
As far as we know, nobody's mentioned anything about an airship. Okay, so this is good that you saw that. This will help play in. So, the whole bard thing. I'm trying to.
I don't care.
No.
about
Listen.
your fastball
Listen.
All right.
I'm trying to get a distraction because there were some people in the car back there who are definitely not what they seemed. If we get a distraction, they might see it as an opportune time to spring the trap. That airship is probably to pick them up. So, I need you to watch a train car for me.
All right.
And if this doesn't work, you can punch me.
I mean, I might just punch you anyway, but that's fine.
fair. I could not stop you. I'm very, very small.
Okay, tell me exactly where do you need me and what do you need me to do?
Okay, so I need you, and I'll like tell him the train car, and I'll be like, give him like, was there like an empty car or anything he could post up in to watch?
No, there's not an empty car.
Okay.
Unless, hold on, let me double think that, because Zevazero went up the train to gather a crowd, right? So the second car of second class would be clear.
So I'll just tell him, I need you to go up there, and I'll tell him where it is, and I'll say, sit in a car that's empty, right? I need you to watch them. Okay, listen to. I'm pretty sure 2 of them were speaking Goblin. You speak it, right? You're a Goblin folk?
Yeah.
Perfect. If anything happens, come get me. I might move farther up the train after I do something here.
So you want me to go up and find what small ones?
Okay, so there's a tall man in a hat and like super sunken face, really ugly. Looked kind of elvish, correct?
All right.
And then
Are you asking God?
I was asking God. Yeah, that was me out of character. Hey, were they elvish?
Okay, but no,
He was
just
more
to
human.
clarify, like
Human.
what you're telling me, you want me to go to the car that they're in?
No, the train car they're in, and then get in a separate like booth and watch them. Compartment. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Capiche.
and also listen because they were speaking Goblin.
Right. Sure. Done.
And if they move, either come back here and get Zev, or move farther up the train. And if I'm there,
I'll keep my eye on them. And
you'll watch me if I walk past. I'll make sure you see me.
yeah, well, I can't really shout over the music that I'm assuming is about to happen, so we'll figure it out. Yeah,
and I'll
we'll
just
figure
kind
it out.
of pat him on the shoulder, and I'll say, I'll move up to warn the guards about the airship as soon as I'm done helping here.
Thank you.
Excellent.
All right. Break.
And cool. Break. I'll head back to the room to see if they're getting prepped, and if Zev is there, I will be like, "Are you back? Is Zev back?"
Sub-Zero
I'm
will be
at this
back,
point.
and
Okay.
there's people gathering and kind of packing this in. They open the doors they open the doors in between the observation room, the dining room, and the standard class. So then as many people as possible can listen in.
I'm gonna lean over to Zev, and I'm gonna go. I'm back. In an infernal, I'm gonna whisper just in case somebody does speak. I'm gonna go. There's an airship following the train that might complicate things.
What do you mean
I
complicated? That just makes it easier.
I have Beckham watching the shifty people. I'm gonna move up to the front of the train car and warn the guards. After I'm done.
What
here.
exactly is your plan? What are you thinking?
Flush out the people trying to steal the thing. Distraction.
Yeah, why don't we just let them try and steal it?
Well, I'm trying
them
to move
take the
things
hits.
along faster because we're running out of time.
Yeah, so we just let them do their thing and watch.
Well, also, I wanted to watch Dominic get his butt kicked, but that's beside the point. And then,
Nice.
And then I'll say, I'm going to go warn the guards, but I have to do something first. And then I'd like to melt into the crowd, but behind the singing lady.
Mm-hmm.
Do I need to roll stealth? Because I don't want anyone to see me.
What? Malachus. Do we...
You can keep talking. I wouldn't be
roll
moving
for
that fast.
stealth. Yeah, roll for stealth.
I'm
Hang
going
on,
to
Gabrielle,
say...
what do you wanna
So what are we doing about the guards? Are we telling them about the sketchy ones?
No, I'm going to warn them about the airship, so they're on high alert.
Right. Why don't we just let the airship and those people attack first and interfere?
Well, that's what we're doing, but we're making it happen faster. We're running out of time.
Well, we shouldn't tell the guards then, because then they'll be prepared for it.
Fair enough. And then I will dip into the crowd with a... That's an 18 plus 11 to stealth.
Perfect. You're basically invisible within
Cool.
this crowd.
I'll yeet behind the singing lady, and I want to pull out my ocarina.
Okay. We're going to stop there for a quick break
Oh, thank goodness. I need water.
because it's about to get spicy, guys.
All right.
So, hope you all are having a ton of fun. We're just going to take a quick 10-minute break, go get yourself some snacks, get some water, and be back for the exciting conclusion to Riding Rich.
See you in a second.